Page 26. How do nations cooperate to resolve conflicts? The desire for land and resources can lead to conflict and cooperation among people and countries. Every country has a clearly defined territory and sovereignty over that territory. Sovereignty is supreme authority or power. Every country also has a central government. The central government takes care of matters that affect the whole country, including dealing with other countries' governments. Interactions between governments can take the form of conflict or cooperation. Conflict. All countries have a foreign policy. That's a set of goals describing how a country's government plans to interact with other countries' governments. A country's foreign policy reflects its values and intentions. Geographic factors such as location, physical features, and distribution of natural resources can influence foreign policy. A country's foreign policy can lead to conflict with other countries. Wars and fighting can begin for many reasons. Some wars begin as conflicts over control of land or resources. Others result from religious disagreements, political revolutions, or conflict between ethnic groups. Wars can lead to widespread death and destruction. Page 27, Cooperation. Many people view the world as a global community in which people should cooperate to avoid conflict and help others. This cooperation may take the form of a treaty, which is a formal agreement between two or more nations. The United Nations, UN, is the largest international organization that works for cooperation among nations. The UN was founded at the end of the Second World War by 50 different countries, including Canada. Today, nearly every country in the world is a member of the UN. Originally, the UN's main task was to have nations cooperate to bring peace and security to the world. Since it was founded, the UN has expanded its role to help improve people's quality of life and protect human rights. The UN Declaration of Human Rights lists the rights that all people should have, including life, liberty, and security. The UN works to protect these rights around the world. Governments also cooperate for reasons other than to avoid conflict. For example, governments often work with one another to improve their country's economies through trade. International trade can provide a new goods and market. Trade agreements involving multiple countries have become common in the recent years. Page 28. Canada's role in the world. Canada has been a strong supporter and active member of the UN since its creation. It was Canada's Lester Pearson, then Minister of External Affairs and later Prime Minister, who proposed that the UN set up a peacekeeping force to help prevent fighting or restore peace among countries. In 1956, the UN put this idea into practice. Egypt had gained control of the Suez Canal, which connects the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea, but Britain and France wanted to take control of the canal. The UN sent a peacekeeping force from nations not involved in the conflict under the command of a Canadian general to restore peace. Since 1956, Canada has participated in nearly every UN peacekeeping mission. Modern peacekeepers travel to other countries to help guard borders, distribute supplies, and protect people, not to fight battles. Some peacekeepers are not in the military, but help with negotiations between groups or provide other services in conflict areas. From peacekeeper to peacemaker. For many years, Canada was known as a peacekeeping nation. This changed in the 1990s with Canada's participation in different international conflicts. In 1991, Canada sent combat troops and supplies to Iraq as part of the UN coalition forces in the Persian Gulf War. As a member of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO, Canada participated in the Yugoslavian Civil War in 1999. From 2001 to 2011, Canada contributed soldiers to the UN's International Security Assistance Force in Afghanistan. These campaigns have changed Canada's reputation in the world.